Testing, testing. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's broadcast of the St. John's Lady Redskins here on Legacy Team Productions. First round of the 2A North Girls Basketball Tournament kicks off right here at Verl Heap Gymnasium. Matter of fact, began earlier in Round Valley at 4:30 earlier. Round Valley has a 20-3 lead on NPA. Our very own Paul Hancock is one of the officials on that game, so he will not be joining me initially tonight. St. John's heading into this tournament as the regular season region champs for 2A conference. Number 1 seed, they host the number 8 seed Greyhills. St. John's is ranked number 30 in 2A, 15-2 record, and number 7 in the Copper Division. Starting lineup for the Redskins: number 2, Olivia Richardson; number 4, Lucy Sundahl; number 11, Abby Wagner; 13, Avalon Udall; 22, Ivana Richardson. Our official umpire Jonah Beach will start us off with the tip-off. Referee Robert Rivera and other umpire Randall Anselmo. Greyhills wins the initial tip-off. I'll start with possession. Starting lineup for Greyhills. That's taken away by Abby Wagner. Quick takeaway for the Redskins will start up their offense. Vanna throws the paint. Out of bounds, intended for Udall. Miscommunication there. Starting lineup for the Greyhills Academy Knights: number 11, Lanaya Nez; number 12, Sequoia Lynch; number 20, Ryona John; number 22, Linnell Scott; and number 24, Taylor Lake. That's stripped away by Olivia Richardson. Has Scott to beat. And Richardson controls the floor and puts St. John's in the scoring column. Olivia Richardson is St. John's third most leading scorer. At that point, has 180 on the season. Shove from Scott. Well, it looks like they'll call a jump ball. Wagner gets it and paints Sundahl. Sundahl misses the first. Tries to get her a rebound. Another jump ball. Okay, that's the first jump ball. Not sure what the call earlier was. Sundahl bounce passes to the paint to Richardson. Richardson misses first. Out of bounds. Remains St. John's possession. Richardson to Richardson. Olivia Richardson. Jump shot missed. Nope. Bounces around. Then succumbs to gravity and goes into the basket. Timeout called by head coach Rolanda Farrell for Greyhills. Be 30 seconds in length. St. John's 4-0 lead. Minute 28 into this 2A North tournament matchup. Winner of this game will play 1 o'clock Saturday against the winner between Hopi and Pinon. And then winner of that game will play for the 2A Girls Championship same day, Saturday at 7 p.m. We will bring all games to you at Legacy Team Productions. Lake inbounds to Scott to start off Greyhills' drive. Foul on number 4, Lucy Sundahl. Her first of the game and first for St. John's. Nez to pass in for Greyhills. Loses possession. Richardson comes away with it for St. John's. It's Ivana Richardson. It's her sister Olivia. Olivia all the way to Sundahl. And foul on Nez. shut and call. First for Greyhills. First foul for Greyhills. Referee Robert Rivera directs Richardson. Wagner with the jump shot. Gets it in. Pass from Scott to John goes out of bounds. Intended for Ryona John for Greyhills. St. John's will have possession. Sundahl with the ball. Start off St. John's possession. St. John's unselfishly passing the ball around. Ivana gets it to Udall. St. John's leading scorer for her first points of the game. That makes her 226 on the season. And Ivana takes that one away. Fell right in her hands. Sundahl open lane. Gets the fast break. And if she missed that one, Wagner was right there for the quick rebound and possible score. That's taken away by Olivia Richardson. Now Abby Wagner. Wagner's bounce pass to Ivana is tipped out of bounds. Ivana was the last one to touch it, and it'll go St. John's Round Valley possession. In for St. John's, number 1, Morgan Lee. Number 21, Rory Knight. Full minute timeout taken by Greyhills. St. John's 10-0 lead, closing in on halfway through this first quarter. St. John's able to continue their trademark suffocating defense, as Mr. Paul Hancock would describe it. Following this game, we'll go to the boys' side of the tournament bracket, where St. John's will also take on Greyhills for the first round 2A North. And then Saturday at 10 a.m., winner of that game will play the winner between Pinon and Sanders on the boys' side of the bracket. All games being played tonight. And then the girls' game between NPA and Round Valley and the boys' game between Hopi and Round Valley are officiated by our own Paul Hancock. And that is where he is tonight. Deep 2 from John is missed. Out of bounds on Knight. Greyhills will have possession once again. It's the inbounds pass. John able to keep a hold of possession. Couldn't come down. Sundahl rips that one away, playing like a defensive back. Spin move, missed off the glass. Knight missed it off the glass as well. Scott for Greyhills gets the rebound. Foul in the paint as Lake tried to go up for the shot. Fouls on number 1, Morgan Lee, senior for the Redskins. Blake will go to the line for our first shooting foul of the game. Only the second foul for St. John's. Blake a couple feet back from the free throw line. First shot is missed. To the game, now donning number 45, is Jordan Sinigini instead of her usual number 53. Ball's out on Sinigini. Greyhills possession. Gets the inbounds pass. Shots missed by Lynch. Morgan with the rebound. Morgan lobs it across the court to Sundahl. Sundahl goes up in the paint. Off the rim, missed. Sinigini gets a rebound. Morgan with the jump shot. off the rim and missed. Rebound bouncing around. Morgan comes away with it. 3-point shot from Sundal, had all the time in the world, off the rim and missed. Scott for Greyhills. It's the ball back. Now Olivia Richardson knocks that away from Scott, goes up, controls the floor, and connects. Stripped that away from Scott. Travel from Greyhills. Set up another St. John's possession. Morgan goes up for the jump shot and connects, making the St. John's lead 14-0. Under 3 minutes left to play in the first quarter of play. Three-point shot from Nez, off the rim and missed. Bounces off the rim and goes out of bounds. Will be St. John's possession. St. John's coming off of a huge rivalry win last Tuesday against Round Valley that clinched them the opportunity to host the semifinals and championship of the 2A North Tournament for both the boys and girls. Missed shot, rebound by Lynch. Deep three from Lake. Air balls and goes out of bounds into the St. John's cheerleaders. Wagner with the ball for St. John's. She and Ivana re-entered the game during the timeout. Out of bounds. Let's see what umpire Randall Anselmo rules it. Greyhills ball. Went out on either Nye or Synergy. Nez able to retain possession. Somehow Greyhills keeps hold of it. Now loses it. Synergy comes away with it. Gets it to Morgan. Morgan to Wagner in the paint. Wagner, jump shot missed. Out of bounds on Scott. Randall Anselmo points to Sequoia Lynch as she seemingly got injured. She goes to the bench. Kaden Dened goes in for Greyhills. Udall with the 3-point shot off the rim and missed. Nez comes with the rebound. But Wagner strips out right away. Straight away. Number 11 on number 11. No looker from Lee connects to Udall. Off target, but Udall able to come down through. Udall gets a pass to Sinjini, and Sinjini goes up and scores another 2. Wagner, tough defense on Scott. Lake trying to split her way between two St. John's defenders. Foul on Ivana Richardson for St. John's. Lake will go back to the line to shoot the deep free throws. Third foul for St. John's in the quarter. 59.7 seconds remain in the third. In this first quarter. Lake's first shot off the backboard and missed. Second shot off the back of the rim and missed. Ivana with the rebound. It's to Morgan. Morgan behind the back dribble. Lobs it to Ivana. Dangerous pass. Tipped away by Lake, but Morgan able to come away with it. Wagner pass to Sinjini in the paint. Sinjini just touches it in. Lets it float. And gets the points. Closing in on end of first quarter. Travel on Lenino Nez for Greyhills. St. John's out of possession. Shot clock turns dark. Under 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Morgan inbounds to Wagner. Passing from St. John's. Deep shot from Udall is missed. Morgan lobs it to Sindri. Sindri reaches up, grabs it, reaches up again for the points and gets them. Under 10 seconds, Greyhills trying to make their way onto the scoreboard. Pressure from Morgan. Airballs that one. And St. John's shut out first quarter. Goes into second quarter 20-0 in the first round of play in the 2A North basketball tournament. Scores from around the 2A North. Winner of this game plays the winner of Hopi and Pinon. Hopi with the 12-8 lead in the first quarter. I do not have a score for the other games. Once the NPA Round Valley game concludes, I will have an update from our own Mr. Paul Hancock. Out of the timeout. Subs for St. John's, first time on the court tonight. Number 5, Sage Platt, and number 14, Susie Andrus. Greyhills start with possession in the second quarter. 2A North regional matchup. Three-point shot from John is missed and goes out of bounds. Platt gets to Andrews, back to Platt. Turnover forced by Greyhills. Scott has it. John makes a three-point shot and gets Greyhills on the scoreboard first time tonight. 23 the score, 17-point lead for St. John's. Turns it over to Nez. Nez facing pressure from Anderson. Platt gets deep two, missed right into the hands of Olivia Richardson, who gets a rebound. And Rory Knight gets points from bottom of the paint, answers back. Deep three from Greyhills. Nez with a missed three-point shot. Lake, two-point shot, missed. Rebound by Andrews, gets it to Knight. Back to Andrews. Andrews deep two. Freeze frames it in. St. John's taking 21-point lead. Deep three, missed. Scott. Now Knight with the rebound for the Redskins. Ball rolls out of bounds. Goes into the hallway and it'll be Greyhills' possession. Deep three from Nez, off the backboard and missed. Rebound by Lake for Greyhills. Lake goes up for the shot, missed, is fouled. Will go to the line to shoot two. Foul is on number 21, Rory Knight, for the Redskins. First foul of the quarter and first foul for Knight. Lake decides to step up to free throw line instead of taking the usual deep shots. First shots off back of rim missed. Henderson, number 2, enters for Greyhills. Caden Dinah deal goes to the bench. Lake makes the second, brings St. John's lead to 20. St. John's unselfish passing going around. Now Sundal's shot is tipped. She able to come down with it. Foul on Piers 22, Scott. Platt comes away with it, gets a Knight 2-point shot. Bounces around the rim and missed. Olivia with the rebound. Now out to Sundal for the 3-point shot. Sundal rolls around the rim and missed. Platt with the rebound. It's out to Knight again. Now back to Sundal. Sundal unable to, but Olivia's there off the deflection. Foul in the paint. Called by Randall and Selmo. Number 20, Iona John. With the foul, second for Greyhills in this quarter. First for John. Knight deep 2. Connects. Under 5 left in the second. St. John's 22-point lead. Deep 3 from Nez is missed. John with the rebound. Now deep 3 from Scott. Rolls around and is missed. Andrus with the rebound. Olivia with the shot missed. Goes out of bounds off of Scott for Greyhills. Sundal goes up, gets the points and the foul. Have an opportunity for a 3-point play. Sundal likes to play aggressive. Most of the St. John's team likes to play aggressive. Sundal, Don, number 4, plays aggressive. Another number 4 out there in Sports World, Cam Scadaboo, former AC running back. His birthday today. Just like get that out there. 3-point shot from Taylor Lake for Greyhills connects and is good. Cuts into St. John's lead. And timeout taken by Coach Ray Davis. We'll have a full bench substitution for St. John's out of the timeout. Looks like most likely called the timeout to get those fresh legs in, returning Olivia Richardson, and then all else for the first time tonight. Number 3, Allie Platt. Number 20, Nicole Wall. Number 25, Libby Overson. And then number 30, Hadley Charleston. Four fresh players off the bench, and Udall the lone starter in there. Udall inbounds to Wall. On to Allie Platt. Now, again, unselfish passing offense. Allie with the deep 2, missed. Overson with the rebound, missed. Overson gets the rebound again, loses it to Lake. Lake's pass goes way out of bounds. St. John's ball. Great job from Nicole Wall to step in front of Henderson and prevent her from making a move on the ball. Rolls out for St. John's possession. Udall hurls across the court to Wall. Wall, three-point shot off the rim. Missed. Overson on the rebound. This is a Charleston with the rebound. Gets out to Platt. And Platt draws the foul. It's on Nez. Fourth foul for Greyhills in this quarter. 3:18 remains in the first half. Second foul for Nez. And now Sequoia Lynch re-enters the game for Henderson. Number 2 for Greyhills. Wall and bounce pass to Overson. Overson off backboard, missed. John with the rebound for Greyhills. Greyhills. Three-point shot from Lake, off backboard, missed. Charleston with the rebound. It's into Wall. Wall taking point. Platt deep 2. Bounces off the backboard and is good. Swished right in off of the backboard. Don't see that too often. I guess you do. Nez goes after the shot and is fouled. Go to line to shoot 2. Fouls on Libby Overson, 25 for the Redskins, her first. And the second foul for St. John's in this quarter. Nez's first shot is good. Brings the score 38-8. 32-8. Second shot from Nez. Bounces around and is good. 32-9 is the score. St. John's in the lead. Fast offense from St. John's. Platt under pressure gets fouled. It's on Nez once again. It'll be the third foul for Nez and fifth for Greyhills. Platt will go to the line. Shoot 2. Platt's first shot is good. Platt's second shot off the rim and missed. Shot from Nez, deep 2, out of bounds and missed. St. John's ball. Udall will pass in. It's into Wall. Jump ball called. Charleston and Lynch were fighting for it. Udall to inbounds. And the inbounds pass gets to Overson in the paint. Overson bouncing around is missed. Overson gets her own rebound off the backboard and missed. Fouled. That's number 12, Lynch. Her first. 1:58 to play in first half. St. John's 33-9 lead. Overson misses her first. Shots missed. Second shot is missed, and it's like lane violation occurred. No. Rails with possession. Udall takes that away, loses her footing. Platt's able to come away with it, bounces it off of. No, they'll go out of bounds on St. John's. Shots missed from John, and foul on a down between Platt and Nez. Nez slow off the ground, able to get up. Intentional foul on Nez. That'll be the 4th foul for Nez. Platt shaken up as well. Intentional foul will have go to shoot 2. Two shots for Platt. First one is missed. Henderson will enter for Greyhills. And Wagner will enter for St. John's. Oh, Wagner will go in for Platt after the free throws. Anderson goes in for Nez. Platt's second shot is good, and then she'll go to the bench. Royals with possession. Turns it over. Overson with the ball for St. John's. To the wall. All out to Wagner. Or Charleston. Charleston. Jump shot missed. Udall with the rebound. Udall tremendous on rebounds this year. 178 total, leads the Redskins. Shot from St. John's is good. And that's tipped out by Wagner. Scott was last to touch it. Go out of bounds for St. John's bench and St. John's possession. Under 40 seconds. 36-9 is the score in this 2A North tournament first round game. Charleston off the rim and missed. Shot from Lynch is missed. Charleston with the rebound. 15 seconds for St. John. Shot clock is dark. Udall facing pressure. Gets it out to Charleston. God, 4-on-1 pressure. Now shot from Wagner. Connects the deep 2. And that'll end the half. St. John's 29-point lead for St. John's. 38-9 is the score. We'll come back after halftime. Back from half, St. John's 38-9 lead in this first round tournament game between St. John's Redskins and Greyhills Academy Knights for the 2A North. On the court for St. John's as Greyhills begins with possession. Number 1, Morgan Lee. Number 21, Roy Knight. Number 22, Ivana Richardson. Number 30, Hadley Charleston. Number 45, Jordan St. Jenny. A couple missed shots from Greyhills. Henderson able to track it down and get the rebound. Knocked away by Richardson is the shot. And Richardson gets it down. Charleston in the paint. Goes up. Out of bounds. Off Greyhills player. St. John's ball. Richardson passing for St. John's. Knight. Off the rip. Word missed. Knight gets a rebound contested with Lynch for the jump ball. St. John's retains possession. Lobs it over to Knight. Knight, 3-point shot. Rolls off the rim and missed. Rebound by Lynch. Scott with it now. Denied by Lee. But Rail is able to get back. Now Morgan Lee gets a takeaway. Has Lake to beat. Bounce pass to Ivano now. Morgan gets the shot. Gets it up. 31-point lead for St. John's. Minute into the third quarter. Round Valley is completed there. Game B, NPA 40-5. They will take on the winner between Sanders and Many Farms. 2:30 Saturday here at Verl Heap Gymnasium. Three-point shot from Scott is missed and out of bounds. Lead inbound for St. John's. Tonight back to Lee. He swings it back out to Lee, now to Ivana. Charleston able to keep control of it. Now Lee fade away. Off the rim missed. Rebound by John for Greyhills. Deep 2 from John is missed. Roy Knight keeps it inbounds for St. John's. Travel from Richardson. Greyhills with possession. And Sinjay's shoe was untied, and Reynolds Selmo blew the play dead. Inbounds for Scott from Greyhills. Three-point shot. Connects for Scott. Charleston loses control of it, trying to split through the Greyhills defense. Henderson. So with it now, Knight tips out of bounds for St. John's. Norman Greyhills possession. Hills inbounds, goes across the court. Henderson, that's it. Pressure from Lee. Vanna got a hand in that, but Scott's able to keep control of it. Now Charleston gets the ball back for St. John's. Knight to Lee. Lee with the jump shot. Connects. Brings the lead back to 30 for St. John's. St. John's bringing their entire full 5. Jump ball called. Goes Greyhills way. Now full Substitutions for St. John's. All start. 4 starters on the court. 1 starter, Evan Richardson, goes to the bench. Olivia Richardson, Lucy Sundahl, Abby Wagner, and Abby Udall re-enter, and then number 14, Susie Andrus, part of the subs. All on the court for the St. John's. Runner out to Udall, to Wagner. Wagner out to Sundahl. Sundahl's pass too strong for Udall. Greyhills with possession. Deep 2 from Henderson is missed. Rebound from Udall. Udall gets fouled. It's on number 20, John, for Greyhills. Her second of the game, and first for Greyhills in first quarter. Closing in on halfway in the third quarter. St. John's 30-point lead. Udall brings it back out of the paint. Passing around from St. John's. Wagner under pressure gets a Udall. Richardson was under pressure in the paint, managed to get it out. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Sundahl. Sundahl takes a shot off. Did not touch the rim and missed. Out of bounds, Greyhills ball. Saves a shot clock violation. But nevertheless, it is Greyhills ball. And timeout taken by Coach Farrell for Greyhills. Be a 30-second timeout. St. John's 30-point lead. 3:31 remains in the third quarter. Following this matchup, the boys basketball team for St. John's will also take on the Greyhills Academy Knights for the 2A North basketball tournament. Winner of the boys game takes on the winner of Pinion or Sanders at 10 o'clock a.m. Saturday morning. We'll bring that and all other 2A North tournament matchups to your Alexi Team Productions. Richardson, Sundahl, Wagner, Udall, and Andrus on the court for the Redskins. Out of the timeout. That's taken away by Sundahl. Gets it to Wagner. Wagner in the paint. Makes 2 Greyhills defenders miss. Now loses it. Deflected out by Scott. Andrus goes up for the shot and is fouled. She will go to the free throw line. That was Nez's 5th foul of the game. What? She has been disqualified from this competition. Andrus goes 2 for 2. Last time we'll see number 11 for Greyhills tonight. Udall with the rebound. Udall 3-point shot. Bounces around the rim and is missed. Greyhills with possession. Jump ball. St. John's ball. Hopefully tonight will be a good night for the number 11. Larry Fitzgerald, first time eligible for NFL Hall of Fame. Hopefully we'll get in tonight. Would be a shocker if he wasn't. Udall jump shot, lays it in. 46-12 is the score. St. John's with the lead. Richardson takes that away. Jump stop. Missed jump. Sundahl deep 2 connects. Extending the St. John's lead. So I will soon have another full bench rotation for the Redskins. Udall with the rebound. Coach Davis trying to keep all legs fresh and getting ready for the tournament. Shazam from Andrus. Nails the 3-point shot. 51-12 is the score. 39-point game. That's taken away by Andrus and a foul on Lynch. Has a laugh with Randall and Selmo about that foul. On the court for St. John's full bench rotation, number 3, Allie Platt, 5, Sage Platt, number 20, Nicole Wall, 25, Libby Overson, 22, Ivana Richardson. Fresh legs for St. John's in. And now open lane for Henderson. Wall is there to put the pressure on Henderson and stop the easy fast break. Full JV team in for St. John's, excluding Vanna Richardson, who's the senior starter. Overson in the paint gets the jump shot and score, brings the score. St. John's lead to 41. Under a minute to play. Scott, tip-top pass to John. Henderson to Lake. Lake gets the points for Greyhills. St. John's has the ball. 45 seconds left in the third. It's a Platt. Sage Platt, 3-point shot. Off back of the rim, missed. Wall comes away with it. Loses it. Scott. Greyhills. 1 second separates the game clock and shot clock. That missed shot. Shot clock goes dark. Allie Platt with the wide open lane. Nope, has Henderson to beat. Foul on Henderson. Allie Platt will go to the line. Fourth foul for Greyhills in the quarter. Second for Henderson. Platt will not go to the line. And Selma Rivera ruled it was not on the shot. Henderson throws that up there. Missed. She had plenty of time on the clock before taking that shot, but decided to take it. Platt to Platt. To Wall. Overson. Richardson. 2 seconds. Richardson jump shot. Connects from the back of the backboard. Had her hand swatted, but did not matter. The ball went up and through the basket. St. John's heads into the fourth and final quarter of this 2A North Tournament first round matchup, taking 14-point lead. Winner of this game comes back to play 1 p.m. Saturday. Take on the winner between Hopi and Pinon. Game will be brought to you at Legacy Team Productions. other ensuing games. On the court for St. John's, Allie Platt, Sage Platt, Cole Wall, Libby Overson, and Hadley Charleston comes in for Ivana Richardson. Greyhills with the ball start us off. 3-point shot missed from Scott. Wall's there to prevent Nez from getting the rebound out of the corner of the court. Shot from Overson. Made the shot, but does not matter. Traveled on the play. Greyhills comes up short on that possession. We have a running clock in the fourth quarter since the score is over 30. Happens to be a 41-point lead. Shot clock is also turned off as part of the rules for a 30-point lead. Clock only stops now for injuries and timeouts. Missed shot from Greyhills. St. John's comes out. Three-point shot from Platt off the rim and missed. Out of bounds off of Greyhills defender. Round Valley boys up 41-29 at the half. As told me by our own Paul Hancock, he is doing that game. Three-point shot missed from Dinadil. Sage goes up, misses the shot, facing pressure. No foul called. And Overson connects off of the pass in for another two for St. John's. That pass from Scott goes straight into the hands of Nicole Wall for St. John's. Platt's pass off the leg of John, and Scott comes away with it. Scott looking for redemption after the turnover last possession. Three-point shot from Lynch. It's missed. Looks like Nez is still in. That was from Nez. Thought she had 5 fouls, but I guess she returned to the game. It's because Greyhills only has one player on the bench, so allowed her to continue to play. Foul is on number 24, Taylor Lake for Greyhills, her first. Susie Andrus enters for Allie Platt, St. John's. Henderson for Greyhills goes to the bench. Lynch return. Three-point shot missed from Andrus. Halfway through the final quarter of play, St. John's 43-point lead. Shots missed after it rolled around to the basket from Greyhills. 3-point shot from Greyhills. Ricochets around and is missed. Shot was from Linnell Scott. Three-point shot from Wall. Shazam! Iconic words from Al McCoy. Brings the lead 60-14 for St. John's. Libby Overson gets the rebound. Wall with the ball again. Gets it Andrus. Andrus. Three-point shot of her own. Off and missed. Rebound from Lynch. Cole Wall tried to get a hand in on it. Scott throws that one up. Bounces off the head of Susie Andrus. And out of bounds. Be out on Andrus, whether intentional or not. Inbounds to Scott. Scott misses that shot. Cole Wall comes away with it. Sets back to let the St. John's offense develop and to take time off the clock. Charleston, shot missed. Rebound by Platt. Nope, went out of bounds on her. Couldn't come away with it. Lake to inbound. And Scott set up ensuing possession. Shot up and good from Lynch. Under 2 minutes. Have 48 seconds left of a running clock before we go back to regularly scheduled clock management. Shot from Andrus is missed. Greyhills comes away with the rebound. 3-point shot off the net and missed. Pass to I for Nez. She's able to go back and get away from it. Andrus rips that away from Lake to Wall to Overson. Overson goes up and draws the foul from Scott. She'll go to the line. Clock continues to roll until now. Stops at 1 minute. Second foul for Scott. Second of the quarter for Greyhills. Overson's first shot off the rim and missed. Overson's second shot is good. Brings it to a 45-point lead for the Redskins. 2A North matchup. First round of the tournament. Rest of the games after tonight's first round games will be held here at Verl Heap Gymnasium on Saturday. Both boys and girls. Both St. John's girls and boys team entering the tournament as the number 1 seeds after both knocking off close US 180 and 191 highway rivals in the Round Valley Elks. Cole Wall for three. Shazam! Second three-pointer of the day for Wall. Brings it to 46-point lead for St. John's. That pass from Scott goes out of bounds. 5.9 seconds remain. St. John's pass in, and that'll be the last thing we see in this one. St. John's dominates the game through and through. Will play again Saturday at 1 p.m. between the winner of Hopi Pinon. That one is a close matchup happening right now. Bring the score of that one to you during the boys' game. Till then, we'll sign off. For now, thank Director Jared Winters for being here and keeping everything up and running, and Piper Winters was running the camera most of the game. Thanks to her for doing that for us, and signing off for now as we switch to our next stream. It's Legacy Team Productions.